Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So intraday was a pretty good day. And I'm gonna show you how to catch moves as well. So, and how you could have applied the 30-minute context, right? So of course we're in this yellow, right? I did take a short right here, a quick scalp all the way down, right? But we were in this bigger structure, this tapering purple, right? So you have to look out for that. And again, this teal as well. And why this teal is important, because I'm going to show you in the 5-minute, but we basically tested teal last time, right? On Friday. Then we had this handle, right? So after we did the handle, right, we couldn't break out of this teal, right? And that's a major bull flag, because the market will always have a rally of some sort, or like a huge move up when we can't break out of teal again. You can see we found support at teal, right, and we couldn't break this below and close this cup. So market found pretty good support right there, and we had a 2-point move up, and that's what supported this trade right here. But that's when you understand the markets and you've been looking at charts, you can tell that when we don't break through teal, right, and we have this type of algo setup, we're usually always going to get a big move up. And then this was a perfect 2-point trade, right? And then to 5-day as well. So you have to, like what I said in the last video, that we were gonna test 5-day. We did test 5-day today, right? And we rejected. Okay, so when we reject like this, right, we either look for a cup to complete above 5-day, or we just look for ways down, right? And this was a pretty good scalp off right here. And then this was the second scalp right here, right? And then this was another scalp right here, right, all the way down, right? However, we then you have to notice this blue, right? This is the tapering blue, very important today. That's what we're in majority of the day as well. So you have to realize that we had no selling continuation structure, and the bulls were still in control at this point, right? And then there was just like, there was no buying continuation up here either, so it just led to tapering, in a chop, I mean. So we were in a chop, and then we just had to see which one has control, right? So if the sellers had control, right, we break below the yellow. If the buyers had control, we'd break above and complete a cup at 5-day right here. Okay, so clearly the sellers had control here, right? Right, we broke below right here, right? This was the first good entry right here, and then this was the best entry right here. And then you could have also entered down here, right? And then you basically wait for cups to close, right? Right here, right? My thing is so laggy because I have so much drawings, right? And then you just have to notice that we are tapering again at this blue, right, at the bottom right here. And you just have to trade accordingly and have to manage your risk to reward. Why would you take this trade when there's pink, blue, right? You have to wait for the market to build more liquidity and for a bigger move down, right? And the market to present itself to you, right? And which it did, right? This was also a pretty good move, right? The break of blue right here. This was my last trade of the day. I didn't trade this at all, this one, but I did trade this one. But what you have to understand, the context was that we were tapering, right? The market has to build liquidity, right? And then when you saw no continuation off of yellow right here, that usually means that we are headed down, right? The lack of buying continuation means we are headed down, right? So perfect opportunity right here, right, to take the trade all the way down here, okay? And then this was a good trade, but it was just too close to the end of the day that I just don't want to take these trades, or I just like call it a day earlier, right? But so from here now, right, like I said, we had this giant 2-point move today because we couldn't close this cup right here, right? We actually found support at teal, right, which gave us that big move up, right? Then, however, later in the day, we did close this cup, right, inverse cup right here at 13.15, so that's 1:15, right? We closed this cup. The handle, right, of course you have to wait for that, right? While the handle was forming, we could have entered right here, right, take some calls, a little scalp right there, right, which I showed you in the 1 minute, and then eventually the break of yellow right here, right? So in theory, we completed this inverse cup, this big inverse cup, right? Now we have to see what the market does. We might break below tomorrow and open at like 540, 541 level if that happens, right? But if we don't, we might get this handle if the market is kind to us, right, off of yellow, and then take it to the 541, 540 level, which will be around right here. Like this is the major support, yeah, 541. And yeah, and we're just gonna keep closing cups till we can't close cups anymore, if that makes sense. Yeah, 541, this level is pretty high support right here, and then see from there if we form a handle. But again, you have to notice that we are in some sort of support right here, especially with this, right? So you have to see if we do have a bounce, right, off of this red right here, right, and then reclaim these levels right here, right? So it is important to pay attention, watch what happens tomorrow if we do form a handle or we complete a cup back at 544, okay? But be safe, wait for confirmations, and like again, even here, right, you have to wait for confirmations, especially at 5-day, right? It's such a high buyers and sellers here, right? So you have to wait for bigger confirmations off of 5-day before you can take a bigger trade. And my computer is very laggy, so I'm gonna erase all my drawings. But okay, you know what? I'm doing it right now. 6,050 drawings. Goddamn Lord. See, the drawings don't even freaking remove itself because, oh God, oh Lordy. Okay, no, I didn't. Alright, so I'm gonna show the drawings to you right now, okay? Cause I got a complaint on my YouTube, and it was like, oh, there's so many lines. I'm like, yes, there's so many lines because that's how the market moves. The market moves in algorithms, aka those lines, right? So the market moves between them, so that's why they're like that. Okay, so again, I'm gonna. This is like fresh algo trading, okay? You have to notice this is yellow, right? Yellow right here. I'm not gonna color everything, that's too much work. I'd rather not. Right, then so the first trade would have been off of here, right? And then we had the strong buying right here, right? So you have to notice for that. Again, yellow, like you see how this worked? I just extended it, and again, it matches up, right? So you could have taken trades well over also like right around here, right? This is gonna be orange, right? So the algos would have presented to itself to you, right? And look at this. So you could have taken two opportunities right here, right? You could have taken it off of here, or you could have waited and taken it off of here, right? See how my computer's not laggy anymore? Like, that's crazy. Okay. So then, right, you have to notice this blue right here. Does this make sense now? Like, do you see how easy this is? It just takes time, it takes experience, it takes patience, and it takes you actually charting charting, and like you actually putting the time in, right? However, like you see how there's no continuation, right? When there's like, when we're chopping like this, right, that's a bearish flag, right? Lack of continuation, right? So you wanna wait and you want to see if we do close this cup, right? If we did close this cup, we would have had another blue up top here, right? And then also we have this, right? This would have been the pink, right? Just a lack of continuation right there is on the line off, right? And then you just have to copy it there, right? Copy it there, right? This was the trade right there, like I said before, right? Off of right here, right? And when you are trading intraday, you'll notice more, and like you'll when you're actively trading, that's when the algos all reveal itself to you, and that's where how it is, right? When I'm doing this right now, it's so much easier, like, and it's not much lines because I'm not actively trading, if that makes sense. Like I'm just drawing the bigger scenarios right now, like compared to like when you're actively trading, there's like always two scenarios that happen, so I'd always have to be ready for two scenarios, right? And again, it's tapering right here, right? So you see how that was so easy to find, right? Lack of sight. I think I have to adjust the yellow, but yeah, so it would have been the yellow right here, right? And then right here, right? You see how easy that is to catch? But yeah, it gave us that big move down. Does that make sense to you guys? Wasn't that easy? Like, that's not rocket science, right? It's not rocket science, right? You could have had another like this. The purple algo like that, right? This was the purple, right? You know, it's just, you guys see this? Like, it's not that hard, right? Am I tripping? Like, you guys see that, how I just did that in 2 minutes? But yeah, that's basically the algos for today, and that's basically how the market moved today, if that makes sense. Yeah, I definitely have to move this yellow right here, right? You see that? Right. So yeah, so again, also intraday you do have to adjust algos, so you're always active, you're not like hold on, I'm getting called. Okay guys, that's gonna be my end of the video. If you have any questions, let me know, but yeah, have a great day guys, see you guys tomorrow.